Whatever. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share my screen and get right into this. Okay, so here are our drops as they stand. So if you're new to this, I'll recap it real quickly. What I do is break down all the drops. Now, in the IWA, the two holds that drop down to 25 points are what we're trying to avoid. So in this case, previous cycle, 28, 27, if you look here, let me grab my, there we go. Bring that forward. And now you're like, oh, it's the fun of the inside scene stuff here. All right. So what we look at is we look at what blast was. So 1 and 12 were our 25-point holds. Now we can use those, and I'm going to show you how I've already preloaded some of like the holds we always use, like 30s and 25 and so forth. We'll get that in a second. I want to kind of talk about the basics and kind of set our structure up here. So 28, 27 was what dropped. Before that was 29, 27. I, as a general rule, myself, I don't. I rule out 29, 27, or the second cycle, 2 cycles ago dropped. So over here, see, 2 cycles ago was 29, 27. Iron was 29, 26. Last cycle was 28, 27. It was also steel. And again, I will rattle my saber. If you're an iron or steel and you have multiple wrestlers, give one of them the drop from gold. I don't know how many you want to put in there. I know some people run big rosters, but we just see it all the time. And it's a frustrating thing for a person in gold because you want to rule out as many drops as possible. Now, if steel had been 27, 27 or 27, 26, Darren, you had mentioned that you think 28, 26 or 28s. I'm actually leaning towards 28s or 27s because no double drop happened in iron and steel. So you can play that card of, well, it's going to happen somewhere. And it could happen. And, Gentleman Jarvis can win another damn CWL League title. So, jinx. Hopefully, it'll be something fun this cycle. I always hate when it's like some really kerplunky type thing. And again, I think 2020, for all the crazy stuff of 2020, we didn't see a drop yet. I don't think we will this year. I think that way kind of went like, if this year's crazy enough, we don't need to have any other kind of drop. So, getting a reflection off, I think. Yeah, well, it's a computer screen. Oh, well, can't have it all. So just kind of give the basic here. So that's our basic. So we have our drops here. So 5 ago, 29, 29 combo dropped. 14 ago, 28s dropped. 8 ago, 28, 26 dropped. 9 cycles ago, 27s. 18, 27, 26. And I know 27, 26, we've been like waiting and waiting, waiting. And if you look over here on the right in this section here, you see all the pairings. So you see the 2 holds that went together with that drop. So 29, 27, 22, 31, etc. You see 26s, you see 26s, you see 27s. And you'll notice about at 88, if you're counting down, that's how many cycles I've been tracking this. A lot. You'll see that in the winter cycle, back February-ish, March-ish, 29, 26 dropped, and it was 20 cycles into that drop. So I would say if you have somebody extra, have them play 27, 26. It's going to drop. It's just, every cycle is a safe bet. It's going to go down. So anyways, that's what's in play. Now, as you loyal followers know, I use the red here, the red underlines. I always break the holds down by a strong average versus weak average. And if I go over here, you'll see here in this section here, excuse me, we have our 30s, we're 8 and 25. And what you see here, okay, this is our average for the last 13 cycles, I think, 15 cycles. Where 25s are our strongest holds, we know that. We're going to use 30s, we're going to use 25s. What you have here, like in the last 2 ago, 3 ago, that's what the hold value came from. So the 30-point hold came from 25, 8, but the value is what's important. Focus on the value, okay? Don't focus on the hold. Yeah, it's one of those, this is one of the things that I always say for a lot of people is like if you ever watched, spoiler alert, Fight Club, that moment in the hotel room where he realizes what's going on, once you've seen that, you never watch the movie the same way again. Well, In the IWA, once you realize you're following the hold value and not the hold itself, you wake up on all over the country. Oh, sorry. Let me get everybody in here. Jody wants in. Jody's not there. All right. Well, let me. Hold on one second. My computer's being really bizarre. What the hell? Okay. This is great. Hold on. I have that song from the Cranberry Spray thing of the guys going skateboarding. Try again. I only see 4 people participating. Well, worst case scenario, you can just watch it later, I guess. All right. Let's see here. Let me get back to this. So breaking this down, we see that this isn't where 25 didn't come from 28, 27, 29. The 30-point value did. Now, why is that important? This is one of the things I use when I'm determining what I'm going to use for a hold. I look at it and go, okay, well, if 30 came from 29, 28, it's not going to be 29, 28 again. It's going to be something different, most likely. Same with 29s, 30 and 25. So 25 is one of those holds that, strategically speaking, with the tag team, you want to be very judicious with. You want to figure out where you want to put it, throw it in the right spot. If you're going for perfect point flow, that's one thing. If you're just going to kind of flow your strats, and I had a question from a new player, about tag teams. So I'm going to write to her and actually tell her what I know and give her a heads up. But it's like you can't give everybody the whole thing at once. You got to kind of like ease them into it. So when we're looking at this, if we know that a value came from, let's say, for example, 27s came from 29, 26. We see that 26 was 2 cycles ago, was both 26 went to 27. I'm sorry, 26, 28, and 30, 25. So I just use that to kind of figure, okay, I'm going to, when I slot my holds around, what I think is going to be 29 next is going to be one of the 25s. So I'm going to put 25s somewhere else. So the 25s last time went to 29, and this is the chart over here, the regular good old chart, 29, 26. And it really is a matter of, guessing. You're trying to outguess the guy behind the hold, so the system. So don't get too carried away. But I want to kind of give everybody an idea what's going on. So what I've done is, like last time, I broke down. Oopsie. I broke down the variable holds. So this is 29, 28 right here, and I gave Monster Truck Tanaka that combo. I'm going to move this over here. I gave. We have our 28s. We have the 28, 26. We have 27s. We have 27, 26. And I gave teams for 27, 26. I gave LePage Turner 28, 26. So it's really, it's on you as a player, if you have multiple wrestlers, to kind of spread the love around. So somebody's going to hit it. If you really believe in one particular drop, okay, that's fine. Some guys have hit home runs. If you look at this most recent cycle, Mike Drake won the world championship, the IWA championship, with 3 wrestlers because he gave them the exact same strats. I don't know if he was just in a rush. It just seems foolish to do that, because if you miss, all 3 guys miss. I don't know, but he has the world championship again, and I only have 1 for me. All right, so let's go over here. Oh, not that far. Before I start firing all these in, I'm going to take a look over here. See why I can't see. There we go. More chatting in here. That's fantastic. Where'd it go? Alt H. Okay. Well, that worked fantastic. All right, great. Thanks, Zoom. All right, well, we're gonna pretend that no one has questions. And if you do, you can send them to me through Yahoo Messenger, right? You can send them to me through incorrect meeting password. Dude, it's the password. That's what they sent me. That's all you got. Now let's try another time. We're almost halfway through and I gotta end at 10:30. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this up real quick, just to go. So I gave Turner 28-26, 31-59. I gave Tanaka 29-28, and I gave Teamster 27-26. So with Teamster, I'm playing the high odds that the 27-26 combo finally drop. So what I do is I go along here, and this is for me as a player, the way to avoid doubling holds is I mark off with an X once I've used all of them up for these three guys. So we know I'm going to use 46 for everybody. So 29 is going to go up or down. So I'm going to say 46 goes up. So 6 here. And I'll say 46 drops down to 26, so 46. And instead, I'm going to say 22. So just going to mirror these out best I can. And then, of course, I go over here, and I've used both. So now I'm down to 28, 27, 26s. Okay. So 28, 59. I got 59 not being used except for Teamster, so that can be crossed off. So now we're down to 27s, 26s. So here we go. All right. So this is one of those things that look at this and go, okay. I have 26 off with 53 and 59. So I'm going to do is I'm going to say 53 is in here. So I'll say 53 goes to 29. Here, and I'm going to say it goes here. And that's going to give me one spot left for Teamster. Oh, Teamster, I'm sorry. Teamster should come off. 53 has been used. 33. All right, so 33 is on everybody's numbers. So we're going to go over here. We're going to say 33 goes to 28, 28, and 29. So 33s are done. And now I've got that out of the way. So now we're down to 26. It's 45, 31. So 31 isn't on anyone but Tanaka. So Tanaka gets 31. And now 31's done. Look at that. 45. So everyone gets 45. So I got to repeat somewhere. 45. This is the thing when you look at numbers all the time, you're like just blank out. Oh, 22 shouldn't be up there. So there's 22 with 45. Okay. That's what I do sometimes. I'm like, oh, I'm so busy running around. So 10 minutes left. Okay. So this. I want to talk about one of the things I do, which is I kind of look at some options. So 22 and 31. Okay, they are holds that could drop. So it's like, what's going to happen? I'm going to talk about that. Sorry, let me get this out of here. And we're almost done. So I'm just going to get this quick. So what we want to do is look at two holds in particular. So we're going to look at 22. So I'm going to go over here and look at 22, and I'm going to look at 31. So send this back. 2. And the reason I'm doing this is I like to look sometimes and just look at individual holds that I'm considering and what I think might happen with them, might not. So one of the things I'm looking at these two holds, and this is why, is you'll notice here in September it was 25. In fall, it was 29. All right, so last two cycles, 25, 29, 25, 26. The IWAR often likes to have a hold, like a back-to-back. So you see down here, like if I dropped down to 46, it was 26, 25, 26, 25. You'll notice up here, same thing. They like to have every so often I like to play the odds and say, okay, I think one of these two is going to drop down to 25. So 31 or 22. And what I like to do, and I always stress the important thing, is if you have two title shots, if you go the exact same route, if you go on the same path with the exact same drop combos, everything, you're completely going to either hit or miss. And what happens is if you don't mix up a little bit, you're going to hurt your overall odds of winning. So I'm going to get back over here. I just wanted to kind of look at that and say, okay, spot trends. So maybe 22 or 31, keep that in mind. So I said 59 last time, by the way, and 59 went to 28. So it wasn't quite the bust I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Before that, I thought 31, and 31 did drop. So there's some winning and some losing. It's out of way. Okay, so down here, I went with the safe combos. So I went with 85 for the 44. So 85 was 44, and 66 was 43. So I'm going to say those are the safe pairings, all right? So for my 11 and 12. So 144, 143, okay? We have 63 and 90 at the bottom. And I went with Turner. I went with 63 at 14. I wouldn't be surprised if 90 went to 43. Just a gut I have. Now, talking about our 13th place hold and what value you want to use. So I want to go with either 42 or 41. So looking at this, 41 last time went to 41, 44. Before that, I went to 42. And well, that's great, 44. So could 41 hit again, or would 42 be the one to jump up? So 42 last time went to 43, 44. Before that, 43, 41. So I'm going to say 41s. 61 has been terrible for a long, long time. Yes, it's terrible. And 73 DDT, or was DDT, I don't know what it is now. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Fantastic new cover for CWL featuring Gentleman Jarvis. 73 is not figure 4, so go ahead. I'm always going to go with figure 4 because I'm a nostalgic guy and I think of Ric Flair. So 73. And I'm going to just do this 73. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to see if it'll all go, and the difference being these holds up here. So I'm getting the warning, we're almost out of time. So I'm going to end this a little early because I don't want to be. But back to these guys. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I got to run, like I said, but abbreviated, but we'll do more on the TubeCast about the draft. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully someone will hit big. Me? But it was a fun cycle. We had the draft. Stay tuned for a lot more draft stuff coming up. Thanks everyone who took part in it. And thank you for tuning in tonight. We're going to end it before they cut us off early like last time. But I thank you all for playing. And as always, send your questions, ideas, comments, suggestions, etc. to me. Always looking for information or feedback. I'm going to go save this now and post it as a video to watch. Thanks all and good luck.